design is a duplication of the original Doom. They didn't do what other shooters have done by fleshing out its level design and allowing for gameplay freedom. There is none here. So many open levels with a lack of level design and a lack of fleshing out its gameplay loop. The gameplay loop mainly consists of just shooting a mob of enemies and meleeing a mob of enemies. God, fuck it. You know other shooters that plop you into the open-ended level design and you get to complete it any way you want? Yeah, there's none of this here. This is just a bare-bones linear shooter from 20 years ago with better graphics, melee, and slay hundreds of beasts the exact same way for hours and hours and hours. The boredom is overwhelming. Not only is it boring, but again, look at other shooters. Hell, even linear shooters that flesh out their level design and allow for more gameplay freedom. You know why I like Doom 3? And yes, I love Doom 1 and 2. However, I think Doom 3 is underrated. And why? Because they tried to do something different from the original Doom. Taking the original gameplay loop and copying the exact same level design, that's not original. You took the gameplay loop and levels and shot for shot recreated it without doing anything new or original with it. Oh my god! I played the beta and I played the official for hours and hours. I had to put things in my body just to stay awake for this shit. It's that bad, it's poorly balanced. Some weapons are more OP than others. The map design has no interactivity that you would see in Halo. These are some of the most generic maps in first-person shooter history. The customization is so limited and bad. Also, it's not even balanced, and some are overpowered. This is the most bland customization system in shooter in recent years. Hell, Black Ops 2 had a better custom class system than this. Playing multiplayer is so boring, so unbalanced and unfair. Get ready to face multiple people who have better weapons and mods. You will get fucked unfairly. But then, when you do good, it feels empty and it's over. And there's no sense of accomplishment because it doesn't really reward you. Black Ops 2 not only gave you new weapons, but it gave you prestige medals, items, scoreboards, and stuff to customize your avatar. It was awesome. The fuck does this have? These stale weapons, these stale maps, no rewards, no feeling of achievement or anything. There's no incentive to constantly play. Some of the game modes, like the Demon, very one-sided. He's clearly overpowered, and there's not much you can do to stop him. You don't always earn it fairly. It's random, so it's annoying. Because you want to be the Demon, but you have to get lucky and find the thing just to be the Demon. Instead of having a system where it's distributed to players, that game mode was bad too. This is so bad and one of the most generic multiplayer shooters ever made. What is bro blabbering about? I'm saying I love Doom 1 and 2, but I hate the reboot. That's what bro is blabbering about. Why are you yelling? Because I'm fucking angry that I hate this game. I was fucking hyped for this shit. Damn! Shit. Battlefront Archives pretending to be creme de la mie. You brought up personal shit in my comment section from fucking race to you won't be shit in life. And now you want to act like you're on my side and you're still making random accounts trolling my shit? You fucking idiot. You know what a life is? I actually have one. Yes, sounds harsh, but he brought up my race and trolled my shit for over a year. Fuck off. I genuinely cannot tell if this is yet another Bethesda fans flagging, or if you're one of the few new Doom denouncers that are just a nickel catter of a different variety. Okay, motherfucker, don't call me no Bethesda. Just because I don't fuck with the new Doom, I love Dishonored 1 and 2. I don't like this game. It's just a duplication of what came 20 years ago. Little to no changes aside from a few. Don't accuse me of being some Bethesda drone bullshit. I don't even dick ride Bethesda in most of my videos. I'm not fucking Mr. Matty Plays. His work is good, but he dick rides Bethesda. That's his thing. Anywho, I just hate the new Doom. Yes, motherfucker, it's real. I really hate that. Don't call me that shit.
Enough! Enough is enough!
I hated the multiplayer. It was so bad. The originals were amazing, especially for their time. We never had shooters or arenas like that before. I hate that multiplayer. It was so bad. The originals were amazing, especially for their time. We never had shooters or arenas like that before. Now we have stuff beyond that. we have something called map design. With this game is arena based, so there is no map design, which makes it even more boring. The multiplayer is just so bad, so boring, so stale. Nothing about it stood out from other way better multiplayer shooters, and that's crazy. And seeing the original Doom set the standard, but when you set the standard and reboot it, you have to do something new with it. Don't just copy the same level design and gameplay loop. You do something new with it. And did they? Nope. So it's boring. I can't stand this game, and its multiplayer is so bad. This is why so many shooters have been innovating in the multiplayer department. This was just like a generic discount Halo multiplayer. So back to the single player. Oh boy, this stuff. Dude, the hours I've clocked in on the single player, playing on harder difficulties, repeating the same gameplay loop that I already did in the original Doom and Doom 2 again? People critically acclaim this game across the board, so they should be innovating way more than this. From the stories I've heard from this game, man, do you know what it's like to play a game you fucking hate? God damn, this game is just, So it also has a few elements of advanced movement that are so half-assed. Dude, in Titanfall 2, the advanced movement mechanics take it to its potential is excellent. Black Ops 3 did advanced movement better, and that's Call of Duty. This is so limited. There's a boost jump. Whoa, look out. This just makes me want to play the old Doom because for its time it was outstanding. To duplicate it makes me want to play the original because for the time it came out it was outstanding. But now, dude, you gotta make Doom up to date. This is outdated by like 20 years. I played this already. There's just not a lot going on in it with its level design. This is the single most bare-bones shooter I've ever played in the modern day. And playing multiple modern-day shooters, seeing how far they took, how much they innovated. Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, yes, I went there. The game is underrated. And playing games like Titanfall and Battlefield, you come to this, and I'm like, that's it? Just a linear arena shooter? Like I'm back in the late 90s again. Okay, well, after 10 minutes, that gets boring. Where's the stealth, the open-ended level design, the deep intriguing levels with missions and all kinds of stuff? This is just like a survival mode, the video game. Dude, that's boring. You could have at least added co-op if you were gonna do that. Just an arena shooter copying the old Doom? The end? So then that just makes me want to play the old Doom. There's this guy who talked about this game before it came out and complained and said they just copied the Doom 2 mod that gives you gore and stuff. And I was hyped for this game. I was like, hell yeah, the new Doom looks sick. Until I played it. The way it looks is not the way it actually plays. It just looks like a movie. But when you play it, it plays identically to the first Doom, with little to no changes overall. Okay, new graphics, new art design, and a boost jump. Oh yeah, some melee animations, okay. What about the levels? The gameplay loop, stealth, demolition, playing in different ways, or something like that? Impossible in this game. See, Fallout 4 was shooter heavy, but it's a vast open environment, full to the brim with gameplay choice. This ain't open world, admittingly, but when linear shooters that are shooter heavy, allow for more freedom because their up-to-date shooters have changed over the years. This is from like 20 years ago. They've evolved since then. People just like it because they missed the old Doom. Shooters have evolved from that now. What I keep saying is that shooters have evolved since then. So to take the same outdated old level design and put it in a modern looking shooter makes it outdated. Because at its core, it's still a duplication of the same shooter from 20 years ago. Doom 3 had an atmosphere and tone that was haunting, that was great. This game is more over the top and crazy action based. And yeah, it's just the shooting side of it is so repetitive. Also, I couldn't get into the story. In the original Doom, I got into the story, and it was crazy, bad shit, awesome. This one is different, and it has its moments, but I personally couldn't get into it. This feels like a mindless shooter, where there's no cool level design or interesting activities of how to kill or defeat people, and using different tactics and strategies. In terms of stealth, demolition, or a sniper, and going prone, and going into vents, sneaking around, discovering new stuff. There's nothing cool like that. There's nothing cool like this. This is just a mindless rail shooter. That's what it feels like. Dude, 20 years ago, that was the shit. But in the modern era, you gotta update the gameplay for modern times, or it feels outdated. Again, this is like a mindless rail shooter. Then when you play a game like this, what do you think is the incentive to play? To get stronger, to level up. and get new stuff, cool stuff. What do you do in the new Doom? Okay, you get some weapon mods. Okay, but then you get these stat upgrades. Okay, so what do they do? A slight increase in a stat you could play most of the game without, which I started doing because it was annoying, and I had literally no incentive, and it barely helps or impacts the game. I hate these shitty stat systems that don't do much for the gameplay. What the fuck is this? It's a slight increase in some insignificant stat that barely has any merit on the gameplay. So there's no incentive to keep playing. You're not earning much, you're not gaining much, you're just mindlessly shooting. Again, 20 years ago this was the shit, and those games are legendary. Doom 1 and 2, but now this is pretty outdated. This is what I'm laying down, and thank you for watching.